In this video, we're going to do the integral of sine x plus cosine x all over sine x minus cosine x dx. So the first way we're going to do this is we're going to look at cosine of 2x. There's a trig identity, that's cosine squared x minus sine squared x. We're going to take out the negative sign, so that would be sine squared x minus cosine squared x. We just flipped it. The inside is factorable. A squared minus b squared is factorable into a minus b times a plus b, so we're going to write that. So that would be sine x minus cosine x times sine x plus cosine of x. Okay, so I'm going to remove the dx, and then we're going to multiply top and bottom by something. Now, what are we going to multiply by? So we want it to be easy to u sub. So the derivative of cosine of something is sine of something. So let's say we multiply the bottom by sine x minus cosine x. That also makes, we have to multiply the top by the same thing. So we multiply by 1 at the end. So we don't change the original expression. Okay, so that's sine x plus cosine x times sine x minus cosine x. That will be sine squared x minus cosine squared x. But that is negative cosine of 2x. Okay, now we have sine x minus cosine x quantity squared in all dx. Okay, now I have more room. So let's look at sine x minus cosine x quantity squared. That's sine squared x, that's a squared plus b squared, which is plus cosine squared x. A minus b times a minus b is a squared plus b squared minus 2ab. So minus 2 times a times b. Notice something. This is the identity for sine of 2x. So let's rewrite it as sine of 2x. And then what is this? This is 1. So in all, this can be written as the integral of negative cosine of 2x all over 1 minus sine of 2x. And the reason we did this multiplication instead of, we could have done sine x plus cosine x multiplied by top and bottom, but it's easier to u sub this way because I can just take the whole denominator as the u. So that's u equals 1 minus sine of 2x. Du will be, the derivative of sine is not negative cosine, but it's just cosine. So the sign stays the same. So it'll be minus cosine of 2x. Then we have to multiply by the derivative of the inside, which is 2. Then we have dx. So we can divide by 2. So we can just multiply by 2 and divide by 2. So 1/2 at the front, multiply by 2. And now negative 2 cosine 2x dx is our du. And 1 minus sine 2x is our u. So that's the integral of 1 over u. So that we have 1/2, and then this integral is ln, absolute value of u, which is 1 minus sine 2x, then we can add c. And that is the first method. The second method, so we have the integral of sine x plus cosine x all over sine x minus cosine x. So if you notice from the problem, the top and bottom look very similar to each other. Well, that's because if we do a u sub, u equals sine x minus cosine x du, the derivative of sine x will be cosine x. So you can see we have cosine x at the top, negative minus, the derivative of cosine x is just minus sine x. So that's just cosine x. So cosine x plus sine x, the negative will cancel, parentheses dx, and look what we have in the top. So that's just du, and the bottom is u. So sometimes it's good to look at the problem so you don't have to overcomplicate things like we just did. So that integral 1 over u du will be ln absolute value of u, so that's ln absolute value of sine x minus cosine x plus c. And that is it. So these two expressions are equal. This one and this one are equal, or their constants are different. And that's the end of the video. Hope you liked it.